On my birthday, my husband walked into the house with a family I had never seen before. I smiled, and quietly held the box I had prepared for him. The candles were still burning on the cake when the doorbell rang. I was wearing the blue dress he once said made me look timeless. After 32 years of marriage, I thought I knew every surprise he could possibly bring. I was wrong. When I opened the door, he wasn't alone. Behind him stood a woman about my age, her hands folded nervously, and two grown adults, one man, one woman, both staring at me with expressions that were a mix of guilt and curiosity. We need to talk, my husband said. The room went silent. The birthday song stopped mid-note on the stereo. I've been hiding something, he continued. For a long time. The woman spoke before I could. I'm sorry, she said softly. We never wanted to hurt you. 30 years. That's how long he had lived a second life. A second family. Another woman. 2 children he watched grow up while I stayed home raising ours, believing I was his only truth. My heart didn't shatter. It went cold. They sat in my living room like guests at a funeral. My husband explained everything, how it started before our first child was born, how it was supposed to end, how it never did. I didn't know how to tell you, he said, his voice breaking. I nodded slowly. Calmly. I see, I said. He looked surprised. Maybe he expected screaming. Tears. Collapse. Instead, I walked to the dining table and picked up a small wrapped box. I have a gift for you too, I said with a gentle smile. His eyes softened with relief. You're taking this well. I handed him the box. Open it, I said. He didn't know it yet, but this birthday was the last day I would ever protect his lies. He unwrapped the box slowly, almost carefully, as if afraid to break the moment. Inside were documents. At first, he frowned. Then his hands began to shake. What is this? He asked. Read, I said. They were copies, bank statements, property records, business filings. Things he assumed I didn't understand. Things he assumed I'd never check. But when you live with a man who keeps secrets, you learn to listen differently. To watch. To prepare. Years ago, when I first sensed distance, I didn't accuse him. I educated myself. I saved quietly. I invested carefully. I spoke to lawyers discreetly. The house we lived in? In my name. The business he bragged about? Legally shared, but managed by me. The retirement accounts? Mostly funded by my income after I returned to work. I wanted to surprise you, I said calmly. With honesty. Since today seems to be about truth. The other woman looked at him, confused. The children stared at the floor. You told me she knew, she whispered to him. He didn't answer. I didn't, I said. But I suspected. And I prepared. I turned to the woman. You were lied to as well. We are not enemies. Tears streamed down her face. My husband finally looked at me, not as someone he controlled, but as someone he had underestimated. What do you want? He asked quietly. I thought for a moment. I want peace, I said. And I want dignity. Something you denied me for 30 years. I reached into the box again and pulled out the final envelope. Divorce papers. I signed already, I said. You'll receive yours tomorrow. Silence filled the room. This wasn't revenge fueled by rage. It was justice delivered with clarity. And the hardest part for him wasn't losing me. It was realizing I had already let go. They left shortly after. No shouting. No scenes. Just the sound of a door closing on a lifetime of lies. In the weeks that followed, the truth spread quietly through the family. Some were shocked. Some were ashamed. Some apologized too late. I didn't explain myself. I didn't need to. I sold the house and moved closer to the sea. I redecorated my life the way I wanted, slow mornings, long walks, laughter without permission. One afternoon, my ex-husband called. "I never meant to hurt you," he said. "I know," I replied. "But you did. And now you have to live with that." He asked if I hated him. I smiled. "No," I said. "I outgrew you." That birthday gift wasn't about punishment. It was about freedom. I didn't lose a husband that day. I gained the rest of my life. If this story moved you, like, share, and subscribe. Because sometimes the strongest smile hides the bravest goodbye.